We've been told happiness is a choice, that no matter what happens, we should just think positive. It sounds simple, powerful even. But what if that's the biggest lie we've ever believed? Because sometimes, no matter how wide you stretch that smile, something inside you refuses to follow. You start to wonder if there's something wrong with you. If everyone else figured out the secret to happiness, and you're the only one still faking it. The world claps for people who glow with positivity, who say the right things and radiate good vibes. But no one talks about the silent war happening beneath those smiles, the exhaustion that comes from pretending you're fine when you're not. I should be happy, you whisper to yourself. So why do I still feel empty? That single thought becomes a quiet ache that follows you everywhere. The more you try to ignore it, the louder it gets. You tell yourself to focus on the good, to be grateful, to keep smiling. Yet somehow the more you force happiness, the more hollow it feels. Maybe that's the truth no one wants to say out loud, that happiness can't be demanded from pain. It can't be built on denial. And eventually that perfect mask you've worn for too long begins to crack, revealing the tired face underneath, the one that's been waiting to be seen. Pretending to be okay is the heaviest thing you'll ever carry. Every day, you wake up and wear your invisible armor, the one that says, "I'm fine." You show up at work, at gatherings, at family dinners, surrounded by people, yet completely unseen. The world looks at you and says, "You're fine, right? You have everything." And maybe you nod, because it's easier than explaining the weight pressing on your chest. You start mistaking numbness for strength. You begin to confuse silence with composure. But deep down, something starts to break. Not loudly, but slowly, like a quiet surrender. That moment when you can't keep pretending anymore feels terrifying. Because when the mask falls, you realize how much of yourself you've lost trying to please everyone else's idea of happy. And in that quiet collapse, when you finally stop forcing the smile, you feel something real. Exhaustion, sadness, truth. You realize pretending doesn't protect you. It buries you. When you push emotions down, they don't disappear, they multiply. Psychology calls it emotional suppression. Every unspoken word, every ignored tear, every forced grin becomes a balloon slowly filling with pressure. And one day it bursts. Why do I feel worse when I try to feel better? You ask. Because emotions are signals, not enemies. Pain is your body's way of saying something needs attention. When you silence it, it doesn't vanish. It just hides, waiting for a quieter moment to scream. Science tells us that avoiding our emotions increases anxiety and depression. It's like trying to stop a wave with your hands. The harder you resist, the stronger it pushes back. The truth is, pain demands to be felt. The more we run from it, the more power it gains. But the moment you pause, breathe, and face what hurts, the wave doesn't drown you. It teaches you how to swim. You can't heal what you refuse to feel. Sometimes healing begins in silence, in the moments you finally allow yourself to sit with your sadness without fixing it. There's a strange kind of relief in honesty. When you stop pretending, the world doesn't fall apart. It just becomes real. Maybe you whisper to yourself, "I don't need to be happy right now. I just need to be honest." Tears come, not as weakness, but as release. For the first time, you don't fight them. You let them fall, and something shifts. The tension begins to fade. Sadness loses its sharpness. It's no longer something to escape. It becomes something to understand. Because maybe what we call brokenness isn't the end. Maybe it's the beginning of healing. Maybe happiness isn't a constant state. Maybe it's a moment of truth. The kind that doesn't sparkle or shout, but simply exists in quiet acceptance. Real joy isn't loud. It doesn't demand attention. It comes when you finally stop performing and start being. This time, you think, I didn't fake my smile. I earned it. You begin to notice the small things again. The warmth of sunlight, the sound of laughter that doesn't feel forced, the peace of sitting with yourself without needing to fix anything. It's not the happiness they sold you. It's something softer, something real. You start to see that peace isn't about perfection. It's about permission, to feel, to rest, to just be. You don't have to be happy all the time to live a beautiful life. The truth is, nobody is happy all the time. Not even the people who seem like they are. And that's okay. Because being human means feeling it all. The highs, the lows, the in-betweens. If you're tired of pretending, it's okay to stop. Maybe peace doesn't come from chasing the light. Maybe it comes from learning to sit comfortably in the dark, knowing it won't last forever. The truth about being human is simple. You're not broken for feeling deeply. You're alive. You're growing, and you don't need to hide behind a smile to prove your worth. So if you're watching this and your heart feels heavy, remember, you don't need to force yourself to be okay. You just need to stay honest. Feel what you feel. Breathe. And when you're ready, smile. Not because you have to, but because it finally feels real. If this touched you, share it with someone who's been pretending to be fine. Maybe they just need to hear what you did, that being human is enough.